Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 3.12. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is explaining to us what happens in the process of Ekagrata. So he's explaining that although it seems like the mind is one-pointed and focused, there's something else that actually is going on with each of the thought waves of the mind. So let's take a look at what that is and how this process works through this particular sutra, and let's start understanding it a little bit better. So the sutra itself goes, Shanto ditau tulya pratyayau chittasyaicagrata parinamaha. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now let's go even deeper into it and start understanding each of the words. So the first word here that we're given is Shanta. Shanta is a very common word. It means peaceful, relaxed, pacified, quiet. So that is Shanta. Then comes the next word, which is Uditau or Udita. It's given here. And basically that means something that is rising, something that's coming up to the surface. Then comes the next word, which is Tulya. Tulya, also very common word. It basically means something that is the same, identical or equivalent. So Tulya means the same. Then coming to the next word, it is pratyayau. And pratyaya particularly means the content of the chitta. So we've come across this word many times before, and it's referring to basically the content and what the chitta is absorbing in a particular given moment. So that is pratyayau. And then we come to the next one, which is chittasya. Again, chittasya means the chitta of, and chitta means consciousness, so the consciousness of. And then the next word is ekagrata. So that's exactly what we've been talking about even in the previous sutra. Ekagrata means one-pointedness, deep sense of focus and concentration. So that is ekagrata. And then finally moving to the next word, which is parinamaha. And parinamaha essentially means the result, the impact, or the transformation that is taking place. Alright, so now that we've got each of the words, let's take a look at the overall meaning and then let's dive deeper into the sutra. So the meaning essentially is that the ekagrata parinam takes place in which the mind becomes so ekagraha that each and every thought wave of the mind, of the chitta, is the same. It's identical. So of course, this is before the thoughtlessness or chitta vritti nirodha. This is while you're in the ekagrata process. What is happening over here is, let's say you have three thought waves, all right? So you were thinking about, let's say for example, a camera. You're thinking camera, camera, and camera, and all three thought waves are the exact same. So the subject is the same, your thoughts about the subject are the same, and because of that you enter into an ekagrata state where it feels like you are completely focused. But what is actually happening is each and every thought wave from A to Z about that in that moment is the same. So for example, this is how I would visualize it, right? Like, have you ever seen dolphins, coming up and down in the ocean? This is really how I visualize it when I think of this sutra. It's like that. Thought wave A comes up, goes down, thought wave B comes up, goes down, but it's still the same dolphin. It's still the same essential thought wave, and that is why it is considered identical. Alright, so this is the meaning of the sutra, but let's dive a little bit deeper into it and try to understand it a bit further. Alright, so what Muni Patanjali is trying to say here is that ekagrata is a state where one-pointedness is achieved, but the inner workings of that one-pointedness are such that the thought waves themselves become identical. Now you can just imagine how much time it takes to reach that kind of a stage, because in our daily lives, we are, even if we're thinking about a particular subject, we have varied thoughts about that same subject, right? Like, we're not saying the same thought or the same sentence again and again and again. This is also kind of where mantra chanting or mantras are useful, because in those we chant the same thing again and again. So it's like conditioning the mind almost, in a way, where we condition it so strongly that we make it sort of really, the same. You condition the mind, this chant is the same, you keep doing it, and then over time your mind gets used to producing the same thought again and again and again. And it's okay being in that cyclical state of thinking. So that's kind of where the mantra chanting is really, really useful. However, if we don't do mantra chanting, it becomes a little tougher, because then you have to really go through, all the angas, all the process of meditation, all of it, to just, spontaneously or effortlessly reach a stage where your mind is focusing on one subject and having the same thoughts again and again and again about that particular subject. So this takes a little bit of time, a lot of practice, and it is a little challenging to inculcate. However, mantra chanting and certain mantras, when repeated again and again, can condition your mind and consciousness to be used to thinking the same thing again and again and again. So it really makes your mind one-pointed, ekagra, and it creates that ekagrata of the mind. And that is why this is such an important practice. And I think it's really amazing to those of you that can do mantra chanting or do practice it. I think it would be much easier for you to go into states of ekagrata and, reach these deeper states of meditation. So this is what Muni Patanjali is doing. He's helping us to understand the inner workings of deep concentration by saying that, look, your mind is not stopping to think yet. It's still thinking, but each of the thoughts are the same. And that's how the illusion comes of the ekagra state. One more quick example that I just thought of is that if you've ever seen those flip books, where the artists make it and there's different diagrams of, it's like a cartoon is doing different actions. When you flip those pages, it kind of merges into one storyline. It's kind of like that. Your thoughts just merge into this one consistent storyline and one consistent thought wave. And over time, that picture also becomes the same. So this is all about Sutra 3.12 or 3.12. I hope you found this video helpful and useful. And if you have, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Drop your comments in the comment section below, and also please share this video with your friends and family so they too can learn about the Yoga Sutras and the yoga philosophy. Now, if you're interested in staying tuned for more videos, please also subscribe to the channel, and if you're interested in connecting with us, please hit the link in the description for our classes, courses and workshops. We look forward to seeing you in a future video or a future class. Until then, take care, and we're going to see you very soon. Namaste.